Hey, how y'all doing, people? Welcome back, welcome back. We missed y'all, and we ready to get it started. So, welcome to the Kings of Company. I'm Fahara Foreman, and we got brother Dominique Lawson, and
What's
we
up,
got
man?
brother Lawrence Thompson. We
What up?
goes by the law. So, man, how y'all brothers doing? Y'all mics on?
Yeah, Mike's good. Mike's good.
Mike's good. Can you
Everybody
hear me
mic
okay?
on? I can't hear y'all.
What
We
is
can
it?
hear you. I can hear you.
I
Y'all
can
can
hear
hear me, but I
Lawrence.
can't hear y'all.
Lawrence, can you
What's
hear me?
going on?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dom.
We good. Uh, Said the host has
I don't
unmuted
know.
your mic.
Let me go on here and see can I see if I can hear y'all.
Man, technology, man, I promise.
Okay,
You
I think
never
I
know.
just can't hear y'all. I don't know why,
well, you is kind of frozen a
but
little
this
bit.
what I'm gonna
So
do.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. You got
this what
that
I'm gonna do,
Elsa
y'all.
thing going right now, so
yeah,
We
that
be
that,
having these
that,
technical
T-
difficulties. Y'all understand how it is, but since I'm
that
got this
T-Mobile
going, man,
bandwidth.
y'all go ahead and take it. Uh, Dominique and Law, let me try to figure out what's going on my end.
no problem. So it's obviously the tech don't want us to be great right now. So I don't even know what that's all about. Law, what's going on with you, man? How's your last 2 weeks been?
Oh, it's been amazing, man. It's been amazing. I just landed to start up my TV show again.
That's
Uh,
right. That's right.
yeah,
Congrats.
yeah,
We need some
appreciate it.
sound
Appreciate
effects where you get some hand clapping in there or something, man. That's dope.
Hey, I've been wanting to get back on TV for a long time, and now it's the time. Comcast gave me an offer I couldn't refuse,
That's
and
what's up.
so now, I'm outfitting the show now and getting it all done and knocked out. Um, getting ready for to go to speak at Seattle University.
That's
Um,
right. That's
yeah,
right.
to get up there for that. Got a chance to play in the snow. so, so
Right.
man,
Right.
had to make a snow angel every now and then. Had to feel that. But yeah,
Right.
other than that, I got rid of all my clothes to the Goodwill and just only have clothes that I'm supposed to wear for where I'm trying to go. So I won't choose
Right.
anything. So I just got workout clothes and I bought a couple suits. So
I need to
I'm
do
taking it
that.
to the next level.
I need to do that myself. I need to get rid of some clothes. I know Kendall's looking at it right now, like, yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do. I need to do that myself, man. Nah, that sounds dope, man. That sounds dope, man. I'm really interested in the Seattle gig, man. You got any more details, or you just want to keep it on the low for right now?
No. It's cool. Man, this is how it came about, though. I'm on Clubhouse, and so I did a
Right.
room in Clubhouse, and in Clubhouse, I did a room, and it's called, how do we shrink the wealth gap, right? And so we start
Mm.
talking about how we shrink the wealth gap. In Memphis, the wealth gap is over $30,000 between Caucasian and Black, and then it's almost the same between Hispanics, what I'm saying, and Caucasians. And I was like, so what is it that we can do to shrink that up? And so the conversation went going, started going or whatever. And I was the moderator, and all of a sudden, this the professor, one of the professors at Seattle University came onto the show, came onto the stage or whatever. And then we were just talking, whatever. And I didn't know, who she was, whatever. I just was like, okay, cool. So we talking. And at the end, I let
Mhm.
everybody shoot their shot. I let everybody shoot their shot. And then I shot my shot at the end. And she was like, yo, I need to talk to you offline. I was like, all right. So I talked to her offline, and she is in a communication class, but they also teach on leadership. And so I told her my formula that I have on leadership. And she was like, yo, can you come and speak in 2 weeks? I was like, yep. and so and so that's how I landed. So I'm going to talk on leadership, how to deal with communication with your team, how to have the right heart when it is when you're a leader,
Right.
when you speak into your people, when you speak into your organization, and still be mission minded. Still be mission minded,
Mm.
but have the heart. Okay, so I say leaders lead with love. So I want you to lead with love, but have the heart behind it so that you could hear your people and not just be a dictator, but also be a leader that listens and then can get the best out of your people. So that's what that event is going to be about.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. It seemed like me and you had similar weeks in that regard. Me and Kenda, we got invited to pitch a pilot for a podcast pilot for a children's network, a major children's network that we're pretty excited about. So, and then I got invited by the co-founder of Podcast Movement to speak at Podcast Movement, the big podcast conference. I think it's going to be in Nashville this year. So it seems like, yeah, but it's interesting, and we'll get to, because I think we're talking about price points and trying to figure out how to price stuff and stuff like that. But you bring up something that's interesting about Clubhouse. Like, clearly this app is taking off. A lot of people are finding networking opportunities. Go back to a previous episode where we talked about networking, but clearly, a lot of people are finding some making some headway in Clubhouse and reaching out to people they wouldn't have reached out to before, connecting with people they wouldn't have connected with before. Unfortunately, I think it's still only for iPhone users, which I kind of hate that it's not available for everybody. But nah, man, that's a great story about how through Clubhouse, man, you got a speaking engagement over on the West Coast.
Right. And I mean, you just got to use what's out there, use what's available. A lot of times we say, I don't know, I can't, I don't have, or I don't know the people, I can't connect with these people, and right. But in the palm of your hand is all you need. Like, literally in the palm of your hand is all you need. And so my thing is that I do want to be on stages where I'm speaking and training and stuff like that. I make sure that I find ways to get myself in front of a mic. People be right. I know some people that look at me and they be like, dude, you everywhere. Well, I'm not everywhere. I'm right. I'm not everywhere, but I'm in the places where I can find a mic because I need to practice. I need the reps, because the day gonna come, somebody's gonna see me and somebody's gonna hear me and it's gonna explode. And I'm not gonna be, I'm not going to be, what's going on there, Jenny? I'm not going to be.
I appreciate that. Also, thank you to Jennifer J. Love Ford. I appreciate that as well. She was giving us some love as well.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be on stage practicing. Like I've spoken to, for 2.5 months, I've spoken to chairs where it was nobody there. Then I've spoken to where it was one person. Then I've spoken where it was 50 people. Now I've spoken with 500. Then it's spoken where it shrunk back down to 20. But when I get into the stages where there's 10,000, it's going to be like routine. So I'm finding ways to give myself reps. And so I would encourage people today that as you building your business or building what you need to build, find ways where you can get reps. Find ways where you can get practice. If you say you are a social media marketer, then find somebody that you can market their stuff. Right. You might have to do it for free. You know what I'm saying? You might have to do it for free so that you can get the fee, but do it so that you can practice, because you don't want to give somebody money and you come out trash, because it's gonna come back and bite you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You pull out that trash content if you want to. your bank account gonna look like trash. I swear, man. And that's one of the things that we should probably talk about that a little bit as we talk about price points, whether it be you're like a consultant or you actually have a physical, tangible product. But it just goes to show that it's very important to have that value when it comes to whatever it is that you do. And I know we talked about this ad nauseum on multiple platforms and past episodes of here on Kings and Company, man. But what you talk about, man, like adding that value piece is important. Like if your product is at $10, if your product's at $30, if you ain't adding value, ain't nobody spending them chips with you, and you want chips with dip. You know what I mean? So it's like ain't nobody spend no money with you. But it looks like we may have for Hardback. I don't know. You see a little frozen again. I want to see you good, Far? You back?
Yeah,
Okay,
he got a little pose. Hey, it's a dope pose too, though. You know.
It is, though. It is. He did that on purpose. I think he testing us. He trying to see how we gonna do while he ain't here, right? So that's what that is. But anyway,
but just like you said, you know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about price points, you know what I'm saying? You're getting paid for your value. You're getting paid for what how you gonna what's your value in the marketplace. Like let's look at it like this. And Jim Rohn broke it down. Pretty dope for me. Jim Rohn broke it down pretty dope. He was like, listen, okay, you in McDonald's and the janitor get paid this amount, the cashier get paid this amount, the manager paid this amount. They're not getting paid because of the skill they have. They're getting paid for the value they give to the company. So if you go in asking for a raise or make more money as equal to the manager, and you're not doing the manager skills, you don't get the right value for it. Like even with this $15, everybody fighting for $15. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Fight for the $15. But I just want to say, I want to let you guys know, $15 gonna still be $7. Because when $15 hit the bank account, the milk is gonna go to $5. So it's gonna be the even kill. I'm just telling you, that's a little backstory. But what is your value to give you $15, right? Like at first, I used to price myself like, yeah, I come and speak for like $100, you know, and I go speak for $100, and I was excited just to get $100 an hour, like woo. But then, you know, podcasts, TV shows, books, and you know, military. It's so much value that I could bring to an organization or to an event. I was like, no, I can't. I'm not $100 worth, dude. You know, that's not my value. And this is my value. This is my cost, and this is my value, coach. So when you're actually building a business or doing what you need to do, make sure you bring enough value in the marketplace. So when you do ask for that high ticket, you worth the high ticket.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know, and the thing is, like, you know, what Lawrence talked about, like over time, maybe you do charge $100, but over time,
check 1 2. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear him now. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? He can't hear us.
Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I hear y'all, man. I just gotta I have technical difficulties, bro.
Gotcha.
It's all good.
It's all good. We holding it down. We doing all the stuff we supposed to do, boss. We talking. You know,
I'm gonna be in a deep delay.
Huh?
Yeah, delay.
Oh, gotcha. But nah, man.
I'm gonna be in a deep delay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to work it out. But like I was saying, like, you know, eventually, you know, when you just starting out, maybe you charge $100, but as your skills and your pedigree and that credibility over time, you know, then you bump it up to 125, 150, 250. You know what I mean? You know, so when Lawrence talks about, you know, he's speaking at Seattle University, right? Now he's putting the credibility of a university on his resume, right? And so now he can say, I'm speaking at universities, I'm speaking at corporations, I'm speaking at, retreats and stuff like that. That builds the credibility, builds the resume, also builds the price point, right? Which means that, like, now you can charge a little bit more. But the thing is, a lot of times people like, I'm gonna get what I'm worth. And this goes back to what you were saying earlier. It's like, look, let's be honest with ourselves sometimes. We ain't worth that just yet. Right. You got to be honest with yourself. Yeah, you're not there yet. Yeah. But that's okay. That's totally okay, right? Like, a lot of times, unfortunately, we have people who enter the marketplace brand new and think they can charge just as much as the market leader. And I'm sorry, like I say, you're just not there yet. But it's very important to know how you come up with a price point. I guess I'm just going to go into my spiel until as Fahar kind of figures it out. So it's very important to know, where to come up with those numbers and stuff like that. And so I'm going to take it from two different vantage points now. So I'm going to take it from the consultancy vantage point, which is a lot similar to what, Law was explaining as far as like going out speaking engagements, and stuff like that. What a lot of people do, and this is not an exact science, right? A lot of people do it many different ways, and so that's fine. So what some people do is that, let's say you used to work at Deloitte. Let's just say Deloitte or somewhere like that, right? One of the big time consulting agencies the world over, right? Or Ernst & Young or something like that, right? And so let's say you take, how much you made, and then you divide it by the 52 weeks in a year, right? And then you divide that by 40, right? And so that should give you an average of how much you should be making to match what you would be leaving on the table by leaving that job. And then from there, you do your kind of a market analysis or market research to kind of see what are people who are doing what you do, similar to what you do, how much are they charging, right? And then you want to try to maybe bump it up a little bit, but according to the Small Business Administration, you don't want to mark it up no more than like 25 to 30% on top of what you were making before you kind of left a consultancy and stuff like that. But that important piece is how much your time is worth. A lot of times when people go on speaking engagements, matter of fact, Kenda's going up to Michigan in November for a speaking engagement. And so we have to do that market research as far as like how much to charge them. They're actually going to reimburse her for traveling and stuff like that. So you can also put that in your price as well. But sometimes, you may want to consider like having somebody on retainer. That's another way to kind of price it and stuff like that. A retainer is a great way to make money as well. And then sometimes people do it project based, right? You should know how much the scope of the work is, how much your time is, and things of that nature. So while it does seem like a little bit in the air as far as like how much to charge if you're like a consultant, social media influencer or something like that, but there is a framework on how much to charge and stuff like that. So before I get to my next point, Law, anything you want to add to there before I kind of get to that next point?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Just really study your market. Now, understand there are some leaders in the space that are making crazy ridiculous. Like John Maxwell get paid $100,000 just come in, right? Les Brown get paid $100,000. Eric Thomas $100,000. I can't walk in there and say, "Hey, give me $100,000." I would love to. That would be amazing. But I have to be realistic of what I'm charging and what's my baseline. And then if you don't really know, especially if you're in the speaking space or consulting space, if you don't really know, you ask them their budget. Once you ask them their budget, then you'll know exactly what to price with. And if you price within their budget, then you can go from there. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, getting $10,000 for a gig is amazing, but do you really need $10,000? Now, if your lifestyle is set up that you need $10,000, me personally, if you starting out, you need to adjust your lifestyle. But if your lifestyle is absorbing $10,000 and you just have to get $10,000, you chasing money, you'll never catch it. So, so find out what is the budget that they need to do when it comes to consulting. Well, you're not a consultant. You sell candles or something like that, right? When you're selling that type of stuff, you need to know what cost is going to cost you to get the material, what cost, and this might tie into your next question. I don't know.
It actually does, but go ahead, brother. You got it. So what is the cost of material? What is the cost, for you to get the material? How much it costs for you to get wholesale? And then what is it that you're going to break even? And then what are you going to make at the profit side? A lot of people, they get, they get this candle and they put all the work in putting this candle there. And then they don't want to, they're like, I don't want to be as high as Yankee, but I don't want to be as low as somebody just whatever. But they don't even think about that. Are you breaking even off of what you just bought? Are you breaking even there? Erica, what's going on? Erica, what's up?
On what you just bought. And then are you making a profit? Right. And my go-to, like, so when I have a product, like even with my books, my books is so that when I sell my price point on my books, it's so that I can buy 3 other books with whatever when somebody buy one, so that I can multiply. Because I know one book is going to be for my profit. The other 2 books is to buy more books so that I can get in there. So look at all that and then actually look at and say, okay, this is now my price, this is my break even, and this is my profit. So you got to look at all those different things. You just can't just throw a price out there because somebody else put a price out there.
Absolutely. And that actually, like you just said, Law, that actually gets into my second point. Like if you have a product or something like that, and there's a formula. It's called a break-even analysis, is what Lawrence is talking about. It is basically how much you need to make, in order to break even, to literally break even on your venture, on your investment as well. Get a little feedback here. Hold on for just a second. All right. It's all good. All right. I guess for our still trying to work it out, it's all good. But that break-even analysis is important. You want to figure out how much you need to make in order to literally break even. So, how much you need to charge in order to break even. And so when it comes to products and stuff like that, Lawrence is absolutely right. You have to account for everything. Let's say we're talking about, cupcakes, because I always use cupcakes as an example. I feel like I'm over a cupcake business one of these days because I always use it as an example. But the thing is that it's a great example to use, right? So you have to think about how much icing on each unit you have to put, sprinkles, with all those toppings, right? The flour, the eggs, everything that goes into cupcakes, you have to account for that on a per unit basis. And how much, are you using 8 cents of eggs in each cupcake? Are you using 37 cents of sprinkles? 37 cents in sprinkles is a lot of money, but you get where I'm going with it, right? You have to account for every single dollar amount in each unit, right? Now, when it comes to knowing how much to charge or whatever, what you're going to come to know is that, like, on a per product and an industry basis, there's usually a general industry standard about how much profit margin you should make. For example, right, a cupcake profit margin is probably going to be pretty high because you can make it in bulk, and the more you make in bulk, the cheaper it becomes for you for each unit. That way you can charge more. Profit margin for a cupcake might be 60%, where you charge 60% above, how much it costs you to make in order to make profit, right? But let's say you make designer jeans. Designer jeans may cost you a little bit more, so you can't have as much of a profit margin on designer jeans. Profit margin there might be, I don't know, 35, 40%, or maybe even 25, 30%. So like that market research is key when it comes to knowing how much profit, or that markup is what we like to call it, you can charge to get that profit on your product. Now, one of the things that, and I think I said this before, and this is by industry, right? Because like restaurants, a lot of people who start businesses, they open restaurants, right? Restaurants have razor thin margins, right? A lot of times, I think the industry app, like if you're making 20% profit margin on a restaurant, you killing it. Now, I know that don't sound like a lot, but if you're making 20% on a restaurant, you killing it, because the thing is with restaurants, there's so many different moving parts, right? So many different moving parts. And honestly, the big entrees or whatever, that's not where you make your money. You make your money on appetizers. You make your money on stuff that you can usually sell in bulk, right? It's called the economies of scale, right? I know I'm throwing a lot of business terms that we learned in business school, but that's what the MBA, people who get MBAs and stuff like that, this is the numbers they're looking at. People who are successful entrepreneurs, when you go on Shark Tank or The Profit and they be asking, hey, what them numbers looking like? This is what they talking about. This is exactly what they talking about. They want to know them profit margins. They want to know that economy scale number. They want to know that break-even analysis. They want to know those. They want to see those profit and loss statements. And so this is just the basics of what they're looking for when they say, show me those numbers. I want to see what those numbers are. And if you do your market research, you can get those numbers. And is it like is it an exact science? No, it's one of those things where you have to tinker with it based on what you do, what your strategy is, what your industry is, what your product is, so on and so forth. But there is always a framework and you just have to take that framework and just kind of tinker with it and kind of shape it and mold it to what you're trying to do and what you need to do. Yeah, absent liquor, absolutely, because that stuff sells. You can sell that stuff in bulk, and the economy scales works in your favor. Appreciate that, Erica, for sure. So, hey, Law, anything you want to add to that, good sir? I know that was a lot.
No. You hit that point, especially like when you look at Shark Tank and stuff like that. Yeah, these are the questions that you need to know. These are the questions that you need to have in your mind if you have a product that you're selling. Now, I want you to also look at too where you look at your demographics. Where are you at? You know, where are you stationed at? Or where are you? I said stationed. I'm sorry, it's military term. Where are you? Where are you positioned at? You know, where you positioned at? Where is you? You know, what areas in? A lot of cities have a small business association where you can go into them free of charge. We paid them to be in the office in some of these offices, and they'll do free of charge, do a market analysis for you for whatever company they do. So then you can go in there and see where your demographics at, where you want to be. Know the income in that area. So then when you are pricing your stuff, understand what you got to do so that you're not in an area where it doesn't pay you and you go out of business. Like
that's it.
A lot of people go out of business because they don't understand their market and they're not understanding what will bring their market in, what will be good. I know great. Some ideas are great and brand new, awesome, incredible. But if you don't do the research in front of it to understand your market or how to grab that market share, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. Like my primary business is insurance, and to teach people on insurance and tell people about life insurance and stuff like that, it is tough in the market that I'm in. But then I have to reach to other demographics, and then they understand it. So I target certain demographics, but then I come back to the demographic that I really want, expose, like our community, the African American community. But I target where I know that my business can thrive at. Like I can't be broke and then out here trying to talk to people. Like I got to make income so I can go help, and do the things I want to do. So and I'll get out the horse. But the big thing I want to say is do your market analysis of your area and understand what is there. It's going to break it all the way down. When you do, it'll break it all the way down to the income in that area. So then you actually know, is you a right fit to be in that area, or maybe you need to go into another area and then have people, take care of from there.
No, you're absolutely right. I actually have a story to share that kind of really emphasized that point. Oh, let's see, the fearless leader got it fixed up for us. Fahar, are you there, sir?
You got to unmute yourself.
We're going to get it right.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Man.
We've been holding it down, though, man. Hey, me and Law got this, brother.
Hey, I see you, man. I see you, man. I ain't want them to stop. I ain't want them to stop, man. But I had technical conditions yesterday, man, and I don't really know what it is, but we're gonna get it all together. I ain't gonna be on my other microphone, so hopefully everybody.
Yeah. Hey, this what we can do though, Fahar. Like you can engage people in the comments and then engage them with questions in the comment, and then engage them there and then pop the comments up. We'll see them and we'll respond. We'll respond to your question and stuff like that. And then that can actually help keep the balance and going from there. So we can pivot that way. And then you just kind of engage with them in the comments and we'll keep going.
Right.
I got you, bro. If y'all can hear me now, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I was getting ready to tell a story because to kind of reemphasize something Law was saying about knowing doing that market analysis, knowing your demographics, knowing the area. There was a guy a few years ago here in Memphis, and he asked, "Hey, Dominic, I'm trying to open up this sports bar, right? I'm trying to open up this sports bar. I know you got a decent business mind. Can you help me out? We'll pay you, stuff like that." It's like, all right, cool, no problem. So I take a meeting or whatever, and and we have the meeting at the actual place, the location of the sports bar was going to be, right? So we're talking and stuff like that. It's like, hey, bro, like, are you set in stone on this location? And like this and the other. He's like, yeah, man, this is where we're gonna be at. And the thing is, like the building was great. This and the other, no problem. They probably got it for a decent price, but I can tell why they got it for a decent price because it was in a residential neighborhood. So it's like when you think about a sports bar, I mean, like you gonna do. Not saying that you can't succeed, right? But you're not doing yourself any favors having it in a residential area. When you think of a market leader like a Buffalo Wild Wings, like any place else, right there, right? They're in highly populated, highly commercial areas, right? So it's like a lot of the work they don't have to do with marketing, and from a standpoint of like getting people in the door, right? And so on top of that, he was telling me about like some of the menu items he was going to have. Like, yeah, we're going to have this and this and the other, like not traditional, not like wings or quesadillas or chicken fingers or whatever the case may be. All stuff that you can make in bulk, or all stuff that like kind of like quote unquote finger foods when you're watching a football game, when you're watching a basketball game, when you're watching hockey or whatever the case may be. Right. And I also told him, like, look, if you're a sports bar, you got to plan for the seasons, right? You got to plan for the demographics. Are the people in this area, are they hockey people? Like true enough, you can go off football and basketball if you want to, but that's gonna like what you gonna do in the summer? What you gonna do in the summer, right? Like you got some baseball people in this area because that's all you got. Every 4 years, maybe you can throw, have something for the Olympics or something. I don't know. Are you going to have stuff to offset those slow seasons, right? You can't just bank on Saturdays and Sundays. And that's another thing, right? Can't just bank on Saturdays and Sundays and think you're going to make all your money, in that frame. And so, so he wasn't in a great area. He didn't plan for the season. And then he was serving stuff like he was serving soul food. Soul food is great. I love soul food. Soul food is absolutely delicious, but it ain't what I'm eating when I'm watching like some type of sports action or whatever. Right? I need something quick and easy that I can get. Like I said, wings, chicken fingers, fries, whatever the case may be. Right? Long story short, I think they stayed in that space and stayed in business maybe 2 months tops. Maybe 2 months tops. Wow. And it's all because, look, just because you get a good deal on a building don't necessarily mean that's where you should be. One of the things I tell people all the time, like if they're thinking about opening a barbershop, right? One of the best places to put a barbershop is right next to a grocery store. Why? Walking traffic at all times. There's always walking traffic, right? So maybe they don't get a cut right then and there, but they're going to remember you every time they go to that grocery store because they got to go to the grocery store. So if you're right next to the grocery store, they're going to like, oh, man, next time man need a haircut, I'm going to Main Lowe's Cuts or whatever you want to call it, right? My point is like sometimes when you pick in a location, right, and this affects your profit margin as well, need weekly specials. Like Erica said, you're absolutely right. The thing, and that actually leads me to another point I was going to make. But like you got to let the location sometimes do a lot of the work for you, right? Like that walk-in traffic. And so kind of alluding to what Erica was just saying, right? A lot of times you got to add like special value, special deals or whatever, right? Especially when we're dealing with this pandemic and stuff like that. And a lot of businesses are slowing down. One of the things that we learned in 2008 is that bundling and discounts is the name of the game, right? So, 2 for 1s, 4 for 1s, right? 5 wing special.
$5 foot long.
Exactly, right? $5 foot long, 4 for 4, right? Dollar menu, right? The best people in this game of entrepreneurship know that when there's a recession or a downturn, or like we kind of experiencing in this pandemic for small business owners, the name of the game is value with discounts and bundles and sales and all of the other things. Just like Lawrence was saying, like that's when Subway started to flourish. That $5 foot long song, that thing gets stuck in your head, and that's actually a pretty sweet deal. that four for four, that FORFO, that four for four at Wendy's. Like, look, that thing knocks because it works. It's easy to understand, and it's actually a pretty sweet deal. So, but no, I just kind of wanted to get those two things in because that's super important. Anything you want to add, Law?
No. You beat that. Boom, you hit that.
I got you. So before I kick it to Law and he kind of add his deal, do his deal. I got a book. I always got a book, right? So this week's book is Entrepreneurial Leadership by my guy Joel Peterson. Joel Peterson is the chairman of JetBlue Airways. He's the chairman of JetBlue Airways. He's a professor at Stanford Business. And he also has a consultancy as well. And so there we got it up on the screen there, Entrepreneurial Leadership. And so Joel Peterson, really nice dude, really, really knowledgeable person. But when you talk about that business life and that business mind, he's one of the best in the game, right? Harvard Business School, studied with some of the best business minds around the world, like some of the best business minds in the world, like the Ray Dalios of the world and stuff like that, were his classmates, right? At Harvard Business School. So it's like the dude knows what he's talking about, right? So he has a chapter in there that really emphasizes about how to sell, knowing the marketplace, raising the capital. So when we think about that profit margin and product pricing and stuff like that, that is an excellent book for read. Once again, Joel Peterson, Entrepreneurial Leadership, the art of launching new ventures, inspiring others, and running stuff. We had a fantastic conversation when he was on the Startup Life, and he has an even more amazing book that I think you should definitely put in your toolkit there for sure. But that's my spiel, man.
So can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm sorry about that for the technical difficulties, man. It's been crazy since yesterday, trying to figure some things out, but we're going to keep it moving. I'm getting my brothers here, holding it down. I love y'all, man. Y'all doing a job, bro. And if I have to dip back out for some more technical difficulties, I sure will, because I do not want that stuff to this show in any kind of way. Right. But Dominique, you got the floor, man.
I already kind of did my deal, right? I would, if there's any questions, I just want to say this real quick. If there's any questions out there, anything you want me to reemphasize, I know I threw a lot out there. I know we always throw a lot out there each and every week. Be sure to know that you can always catch the replay on YouTube. Make sure you share this because there's other people who need to have this information. But if you ever have any questions about, what I just said and need some further clarification, make sure you send us a question. Put a question right there in the comment section. That way we can know we can help you out right here and there.
Right. And I'm going to say my quick spiel, you know what I'm saying, before I let Lawrence take the floor. I ain't going to give a whole lot because I know my situation right now. But right now, man, I just really want to get into knowing. I think the best thing about your pricing is pretty much just knowing your product. If you know your product and you know what it took to make that product, you have to pay yourself as well and pay for the product.
That's true.
Shouts out to Jennifer. Yes, they held it down. And hey, if I need anybody, I got these ones that got my back. but yeah. Because a lot of times, like, we in the fashion, we in the custom work, we in the, all that kind of stuff. So our service has to pay for our product. It has to pay for everything. It has to pay the people. It has to pay everything. So we got to make sure we putting we're taking what we paid for it, and the time of how much it took, and just the maintenance in general, and make sure we bundling it all up into one price. Because a lot of times in business we oversell ourselves, we undersell ourselves. And I think this on the last video. A lot of people, what they do is, even when they buy wholesale, they 2 or 3 times the price because they know what they're going to put into it. They know the time they're put into it. They know these things. So the thing is, you have to know that as well, because they're your competitors in some kind of way, even though you don't treat them like competitors. Even if y'all best friends, and doing the same thing, but you helping each other out. This person is going to buy from this person, and that person is going to buy from that person. So if this person got the same you selling, y'all worked on this together, and they got the same thing you selling for $10, but you sell yours for $30, they're just automatically going to go to the other person. Now, somebody may be undercutting themselves, some might be overselling themselves, but the person that's going to get a profit is the person that had probably the cheap, because they're probably not getting it in all at one time. They're getting it they're probably not getting it in the whole $20-$30, but they got 5 people that bought it. You know what I'm saying? And they outreach your $30. You know what I'm saying, for one. So they're getting more people buying, more traffic on their website than you, because you're selling yours for. So that's one thing I want to say. Just pay attention to how much you pay for your product, to make your product, to put your product in, to make it go. Like me personally, I have to add my website in my price. I have to add so many different things before I get the price, because all this stuff I have to pay for either right then and there, or I have to pay for monthly to keep it up so you all can see it. So that's my spiel. I had a few things, but hopefully that's enough. And if anybody got any questions, like it's sure y'all hit in the comments and get whatever you need, So my mama always said a closed mouth don't get fed, and no question is a dumb question. So man, I'm gonna get back to y'all, man. And Ball, he coming up next. So I hope y'all ready to get this knowledge, man. And thank y'all for y'all.
Oh man, it went out at the perfect time too. You said what you had to say, and it was like, yeah. So hey, we appreciate him. We appreciate it hanging out, so you can get everything you had out of you. So that worked out, man. So are we going to go into the motivational speech that I will give, or are we going to talk more about pricing?
Well, we can go. If you got pricing, I want you to say it, and then we can go into your piece.
Gotcha. Okay, so even on the pricing side, let's talk about consulting, because I'm in the consulting space. We did talk about products, and that you got to understand about product. Let's talk about consulting. In the consulting space, there's a lot of things that can happen, a lot of things that can show up, a lot of things that happen. But I'm gonna say this: if you're going to be a consultant, make sure you own your real estate. And what I mean by that is this: whatever you put out, whatever you have out there, own it. Like if you own Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse, podcast, TV show, whatever you got to do, own that. And that's your stuff, because that's what's going to help bring the value that you're going to put at the table in your proposal. Because a lot of these companies, a lot of these people are looking at that and saying, where have you been? What have you done? How is your ideas getting out there? Are you just a one-hit wonder? You know what I'm saying? Are you just one-hit wonder? Or are you, what I'm saying, Leah, if you girl, are you doing that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? Which one are you? Own your real estate, because your real estate is super important. And also, when you own your real estate, don't go in there in your real estate and take it for granted, because this is what's gonna give you the value that you're asking for. Don't let nobody downgrade it. Don't let nothing happen to it. Don't take it into areas that that somebody can point a finger to you. I tell my little nephew, live above reproach. Make sure your real estate is above reproach. Now, you're gonna have haters. Who cares? Haters are necessary. You need haters in your life. They're gonna help you refine your gift. But you got to understand that if you own your real estate, your value goes up. If you protect your real estate, your value goes up. And so, and in the consulting space, understand that when you putting yourself out there, like take care of your real estate. And Dom, I'll let you, if you want to talk about that, and then we'll go from there.
I actually want to add to something you said earlier. You were talking about how it's one of the ways to kind of know how much to charge, whatever, is to ask that person what their budget is, right? And so a lot of times we give a presentation and we say, I can offer X, Y, Z, A1, B1, C1, or whatever, right? And then they say, well, my budget is this. Can you do that for this? Like, I think this is very important to know when to use leverage, right? Because a lot of times people, they got the money, but they want to say that they don't have the money. So this is a way you can like kind of apply leverage in your regard. So what you do is that like after you give your presentation, you give them the cost, and they say, well, my budget is really kind of this. I really can't afford that, but can you do all that for this? Like, well, I really would love to give you all 6 of these features, but at that price point, I can definitely do this one, and this one. But A1 and B1, I really can't do at that price point. The thing is, you're leaning on that fear of missing out, that FOMO, if you will, right? And a lot of times, that's how you get people. Like, look, I get it. You may think this sounds shady, but this is just selling. This is just selling one-on-one. This is just using the leverage, using your platform and your assets to your advantage. And so when you remind people of what they're losing out when they want to go at a lower price point, a lot of times you can get a reversal real quick. Even if, what's the other classic one? I got to go talk to my spouse or whatever, right? That's another one that people like to use, right? Again, use that leverage to your advantage. And a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times you can ultimately get the price point you want and the one you actually propose to them on the front end. I just wanted to add that real quick.
Yeah, correct. They'll try to cut you. They'll try to undercut you. And also understand everything you put out as a consultant is intellectual property. Mm-hmm. Everything you put out is intellectual property. What I mean by that, you came up with the ideas. You can't, not even if you bit off of somebody, you ain't said it like them. You change it up, whatever. It's intellectual property, and you're protecting that intellectual property. So if somebody is constantly trying to get all the game from you, I know when I first started out trying to consult, I would just try to prove myself. I'm telling them everything to try to, you need me. This is what I can do, and this is what and I'm giving them my game, and they take my game and run with it, and then they say, "Oh, we can only give you this." Well, I gave them the answers to the test. Like I gave them the answer to the test. So as a consultant, understand too that give them enough, and then create that fear of missing out, and then go ahead on and hit the home run when they actually bring you in. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead on and over deliver once you get there, so that they can bring you back and all that good stuff. Dom had said something about retainer. Like I got a retainer, and that's what I proposed to her. I told her my price when I'll come in, and then I was like, hey, well, why don't you just put me on retainer, and then we'll do it like that. And she was like, oh, so now it's like, put me on retainer. I'm cool with that. Then now I'm finna go ahead on the picture, because now if you're seeing what I'm saying is working, hey, send me 3 other people that need this stuff. 3 other business owners that need this stuff. And guess what I'm gonna give them? I'm gonna give them the heavy price, because she's now finna advocate for me that what is happening in her business right now can happen in somebody else's business. So protect your IP.
Protect that IP. So important.
Yeah. So I guess we could transition into and if you guys got any questions, please put them in the comment. We will respond to them and all that good stuff. Let us know. It was something we talked about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if I think maybe Fahar want to wait to his to where he don't have technical difficulty to make the announcement, but we will figure that one out. But we got somebody in mind that we want to personally connect and help. We do have that person already locked in, and so like I said, when we get to that place, then we do,
We're gonna let her know.
Okay, all right, cool. So we'll let her know, and I try not to say he or she. You go ahead and say her. That was it.
Not bad.
It's all good. But let's get to this. Let's get to this motivational piece real quick. That's gonna help you out. That's gonna put you to that next level. And what I want to talk about is not every word is good for the is good for your season. What I mean by this is that a good word in the wrong season can hurt you. And so, though it may sound good, though it may sound amazing, though you may, you find energy in it because it's amazing, it sparks something inside you. If it's in the wrong season of your life, it can damage you. And so, what you want to do is start to prepare yourself for when those good words come. You know where to put them at, right? It's just like the guy there's a great story that Don talked about. My man had a great idea. He had a great word. Oh, you're gonna do it? Let's do this restaurant. The vision was amazing, but it was in the wrong timing. It was in the wrong season. And then he started to go for it, and he put it in a place that he wasn't paying attention. And in 2 months, he shut down. Not saying that his vision or whatever could survive and do what it's gonna do. It was just in the wrong place. And so you have to make sure that you're prepared inside to receive that word, so now you can make sure you can navigate the right way. Because I'm telling you, a good word in the wrong season is still a wrong word, man. No matter what, no matter how anybody say it, you know what I'm saying? No matter where you get it from. You can get it from your significant other, your friends, your pastor, whatever. If it's spoken in the wrong season of your life, you're going to sabotage it, and it's going to sabotage you, and it's going to turn on you. I'm not speaking this to say, hey, this is motivation. I know for myself. I try to jump out there with some things, and man, it turned on me. I had a product that I went to try to put it in a barbecue place, and I was excited about it. And then knowing my price, my man said, you don't have enough margins for me to make money off of. But I was excited and I was hyped about it. I was like, it's good. He's like, you don't have enough margins for me to make off of, so I can't have your product in there. And it crushed me. But I didn't do the research. I didn't go deeper and learn what I need to learn, so that when that good word showed up, I was ready to help produce and fertilize that word and make it, what I need to make it in. So understand this. It's not that the word won't come to pass. It's not that it's not important. It's not that, it's not good for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the season in your life, you need to make sure that when that word shows up, you're prepared for what's going to happen, and you're prepared for what it's going to bring. And then when you go do it and get it out, now land this plane, when you operate in it and when you go do it, I want you to be that prepared so that now you can keep it instead of lose it. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey man, you said it, man. You said it. I mean, that was crazy valuable information, man. And it's like that in regular life. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and a place for everything. To say certain things and not say certain things. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That is good.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, because the thing is, the style that we live, we have to be careful what we say every day. Because people out here on another level right now. You know what I'm saying? They take something that we probably said when we was younger, and it might have a totally different meaning today. You know what I'm saying? So when you got your business and you're trying to make deals and you're trying to do this, do that, it's always good to learn that lingo or whatever field you in, so you can know how to prioritize your words and know what to say at the times. So y'all got anything on that?
No, it's funny you mentioned that whole somebody can say something and then 10 years later they say something have a totally different meaning. It's called a spiral of learning is what they call that. And I'm reminded of good old Sergeant Major Porter from Westwood High School, who used to say all the time, you don't know what you know until you're able to teach it to somebody else. So like you dead on with that, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I know last week we had something on we were talking about for the podcast, for Dominique's podcast. We want the people to listen and see if they can answer some questions, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're still a thing, but I listened to the whole podcast and
what did you think?
Listen. I'll put it like this: growth. You know what I'm saying? That's the word that I could put into it, because
right,
I would have thought y'all was friends, and y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been knowing each other for years. Because I know how you do your research, and I applaud you on your guest. I applaud you on it. That's like your guest be like, hold on, how you know that? It is so awesome to see. But that guy, he had some jewels that I needed with my business and what I'm doing right now. Thing is that I hope the people on here that have watched it. If not, we're gonna save this because brother Law said I'm gonna give $50 to somebody who can answer a certain question. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, Dominique, if you want to think of a scenario or a situation that happened in it, and if somebody can answer it, they'll get it. But if we can't get nobody to get one of them, they're gonna have to watch this last one you just put out, and they're gonna have to come back next week.
So when you talk to, and the name of the episode, was with Colin Breyer, who was an executive at Amazon, who was basically Jeff Bezos's chief of staff. So and for 2 years when he was that chief of staff for Jeff Bezos, you talk about in lockstep with one of the greatest entrepreneurs who's created one of the greatest businesses the world has ever seen in Amazon. He talked about 4 different principles, the Amazonian principles that kind of led to them success. If somebody could just name one of them principles, one of them core principles, I think I'm good with that.
Can I win the $50?
I feel like you might be disqualified from the $50, brother. I feel like that ain't how that works.
Nah, we the host, man. We the host. We were
I'm just saying, I wrote them down. You know what I'm saying? So,
I believe you.
But what y'all thinking? Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
We came up with the idea of something we want to do. Y'all keep on thinking now. We came up with the idea of something we want to do for one of our loyal listeners, because we're about to start doing some stuff with sponsorships. When the .com come up, we're about to do some real big things, and we're about to help a lot of people, you know. And even with what Lawrence did last week with the $50, and he told me that, and as soon as he told me that $50 was in the account, so it's money to be made to watching this channel as well. So what we want to do is, one of our loyal listeners has their own business, and we want to be a help with that business, and we want to single this in particular person out for certain things to help along with their business. And this is what's super crazy, that this that this person just commented on this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Miss Erica Dockery has her own business, and she's been loyal. She listens to every episode, and we do have people that's on here now that listen to every episode as well.
Right.
But and I'm telling you, we gonna get to everybody. You know, we gonna show love and we gonna show support, and we gonna give game, and we gonna get game too. Cause Erica Dockery be quotes up in here, man. We be like, man, I needed that right there, like the liquor
Right.
quote earlier. I was like, oh, I had never heard that one. So there's something that I can use right now. So Miss Erica Dockery, I don't know if you have a .com up yet or anything like that. If it's just a Facebook page or whatever it is, we want to bring you on one day, and we want to look through your product, and we want to say what we feel was super dope, was super cool, and some things that can possibly be touched up on your website or your Facebook page or Instagram page and things like that. We're gonna make sure we pull everything up, and we're gonna be promoting you at the same time, and we're gonna make sure that our listeners can check you out wherever you are. So congratulations to Miss Dockery. It's well deserved. We're gonna be doing this quite a bit. And if you all, and I know I couldn't do everything today because, you know, we had the little situation, but man, you can always donate as well, because the thing is, the donations right now are going toward worthy causes right now. So it's like we're not just pocketing it right now. We had this conversation. We was like, yo, well, if we do this, this gonna go here. We do this, this gonna go
Right.
here. So you're investing into this, you're investing into somebody else's business as well. So thank you to everybody that has invested in the past. And this is a place that you can always go at any time, 7 days a week. If you can come in, if we said something today that blessed your heart, something that helped your business, just let us know. Let us know, and if you can pay right here, and we appreciate it. It's somebody and help somebody else. Um, but I don't know if somebody could answer that question, but I know if y'all can answer this one, can't wait. Let's make it happen. Congratulations to you again. You always rocking with us and helping us. But I see that nobody can answer that question.
Now, they got to listen to the next podcast.
Listen, this next podcast, listen. If y'all send this video to whoever, or just tell them to tune in 2 weeks and listen to the last podcast you dropped, because I just heard. Explain it. Tell them about the last podcast so they can.
So the one, so you know me, I as Lauren said, I drop them just like No Limit mixtape. You know what I mean? So the one we're talking about in particular is Colin Breyer, who is the co-founder of a company called Working Backwards LLC. But before that, he was the chief of staff and executive at Amazon. He was chief of staff to Jeff Bezos, founder CEO. A longtime founder CEO. I know he's left now. Longtime founder CEO of Amazon. So Colin Breyer is the episode you want to listen to.
All right, now y'all
Startup Life
right
podcast,
here.
of course. Colin Breyer on the Startup Life podcast.
Yeah. Was my answer wrong? Okay, hold on. Let's go. Was that the right answer? Hold on. Let me check my note. Dominique, what you got?
Invent and simplify. I think that was one of the answers.
Yep. I remember you talking about that. Invent and
Oh,
simplify.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, somebody just got $50.
There it is.
Oh, y'all.
There it is.
Congratulations. Miss Jordan. Jenny, I'm jealous. Listen, Jenny answered. Oh, yeah, man. That's dope. So we gave our first cash prize today. And I'm so excited.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Congratulations, Jenny. Great job. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. I hope you got some value from it for sure.
Sure. And Jenny, your cash app. Shoot us your cash app. You can put it in the inbox, Twitter. Matter of fact, just put it in the post as well. Put it in the post as well, because somebody else might want to bet you. So we answers around here. Oh yeah, she happy about that $50. It's well deserved. We thank you for tuning in. And if you had,
absolutely,
make sure you go to the Startup Life. Sure you that, but make sure you go to the podcast. And what I did is I went on iTunes and I just liked it on iTunes, so it just lets me know when episodes come up and things like that, man. So big shouts out to my brothers for holding down, man. I know technical difficulties today. I mean, I don't know what's been going on, but I'm getting it's gonna be yeah, dude, it happened, man. But we really appreciate everybody for tuning in today. I mean, I learned at least 5 things today that I didn't know before I got on, and I hope that y'all did the same. And I hope that y'all really we actually being a help. And because, like I said, it's like certain quotes help us as well. Like that quote that she said, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use that like crazy. You should have told me that. Because I do stuff sometimes. I'll be saying it be a totally different situation. So hey, we got Miss Jenny, we got her cash up now, man. If anybody else want to throw something at her, y'all can throw something at her, you know. But congratulations again. And anything anybody else got to say? The people that's watching and the panel, anything y'all want to say before we leave?
Nothing to add myself. Just make sure again. The most important thing when you talk about figuring out that price point is do that market research, do that market analysis that the law was saying earlier for sure.
And I agree. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you do that market analysis and all that good stuff. And, you know, don't quit, man. Don't quit. Don't get discouraged. We all been through it. We all been at that wall. We want to quit and we want to stop. But we kept going. We kept pushing through it. I promise you, you'll outlast the wall. The wall ain't got no breath, but you're going to outlast it. So you'll outlast it. You'll get through it. Just keep going. Keep trying. Invent and simplify. Invent and simplify. Remember what that means.
Yeah. And those great words for entrepreneurs, long-term entrepreneurs, and up-and-coming entrepreneurs. So I thank you, brothers, every time, man. Y'all are more than amazing to me. I feel like these brothers are so much smarter than me, man. That's why I gotta stay around them. I gotta stay around them. But that said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Shouts out to everybody watching today. Miss Jenny, we got you. You're gonna be getting it like as soon as possible. So once we get off, and I want you to tell your testimony to others so they come and watch the show. But what else? I don't think there's nothing else, man. I say before I go, we are the kings of the company, people, and we demand greatness. Y'all have a nice day.